Plants settled on planet Earth due to the birth-giving power of the sun, and man settled on planet Earth due to the birth-giving power of the plants. The Earth, our planet, contained the right mixture of light, size, matter and energy to attract the invisible impulses of life, or of prana, and thus become one of the most miraculous hubs for evolution of life and consciousness in the universe. Plants, human beings and the sun are primordial partners in the evolution of life on Earth. In the beginning was the light, say the old texts of mankind, and this light led to the billions expressions of life in the universe. These kombava fruits here with their essential oil and their juice are filled with sunlight, the age-old mystery of photonic vibrations carrying the creative intelligence of spirit from energy to matter, from the invisible to the visible, eternal, never-ending dance of life. In this cedrat fruit here, Buddha's hand it is called, is dancing not less. Every living thing around us is made of light, bound and packaged in different forms and vibrations, that when you look deeply enough into the heart of matter, you find the entire universe is made up of vibrations and of light. Essential oils transmit precious healing influences through their own connectedness with the cosmic background of the plants. They can help us to get in contact with the subtle energy levels within ourselves, and thus make us more aware of our own transcendental nature. They can open up the windows of light because they are born from light. In every leaf, every fruit, every flower, the sun has taken shape and color. Yes, and so beautifully refined, magically transformed. We can say it is a true alchemy of the cosmos, of spirit and light, to create the blue sky and the sparkling nature of the world, and to give food and oxygen to our planet, thanks to this green breathing through eternities. Or as Vasant Lad, famous Ayurvedic physician, says so beautifully in his book, The Yoga of Herbs, plants transmit the vital emotional impulses, the life force that is hidden in light. That is the gift, the grace, the power of plants. The existence of plants is a great offering, a sacrifice. They offer us not only their own nutritive values, but the very light and love from the stars, from the cosmos, whose messengers they are. End of quote. Essential oils and fragrant particles are the very essence of plant life. Each plant has its own fragrance, its own emanation of energy, its own connection with the vibrations of the cosmos. This means also its own individuality, its own healing influence, its own particular connection with us as individuals. We enjoy this in concentrated form when we use essential oils. When the influence of the sun penetrates into the flowers, into the fruits or leaves, the general outcome will often be the appearance of essential oils. When the same energy penetrates into the wood or into the root, the outcome can be essential oils, but also aromatic balms like copaiba balm, Peru balm, etc. And of course resins like myrrh, frankincense, benzoin, elemi, palo santo, or the conifer resins, and many others. Again, the essence of all essential oils is their connection with the sun. Already the Greek philosopher Theophrastus of Eresos wrote, "The best and the most fragrant of all curative elements comes from the sunny regions." No wonder that in specially sun-spoiled areas, as for example in High Provence in France, we find an abundance of aromatic medicinal plants, wild or cultivated. It is not rare that an organic farmer of this area will distill 20 to 30 different aromatic plants successively throughout the year. Without sun there is no life. Not only that the solar light gives rise to the photosynthetic processes in the plants, but in its rhythmic appearance during the day, and its disappearance during the night, it is interwoven into the polar structure of the universe. Breathing in, breathing out, reverse alternations of oxygen and carbon dioxide cycles, and alternations between the light of the sun and the light of the moon and the stars. Of course, the quality of a plant depends on where it grows and on the many different climatic conditions. The presence as well as the amount of an essential oil in a plant depends entirely on light. Studies from 1996, for example, were showing the amount of essential oils produced by thyme, the type thymol or thymol type, and sage under 15%, 27%, 45%, 100% exposure to sunlight. The findings were not surprising. The highest yield of essential oils and the percentage of thymol and thyme oil, or myrcene and sage oil, occurred in those plants which were exposed to a maximum of full sunlight. To say it again, essential oils are liquid sun energy. Each drop of them can nurture every cell in our body with 40,000 molecules of pure biophotonic energy. Let's rather say with prana, the intelligent life force in the universe. We want a pure oil with all its natural compounds, nothing added, nothing taken away. The famous French aromatherapist René Gattefossé made it very clear, for example, that spike lavender oil, adulterated with turpentine oil, which had become a common practice during his time, completely lost its wound-healing properties. Veterinaries complained that the animals they tried to cure only showed itching and eczema after the treatment, whereas pure spike oil helped spontaneous healing of wounds, fur growth happened fast, scabies and tinea disappeared in no time. The turpentines added to the spike oil are rather skin-irritating compounds, but in this case, they diluted the holistic complexity of the spike oil to such an extent that it was no longer effective. Of course, essential oils are material, biochemical structures, and they contain often hundreds of retraceable biochemical compounds in synergistic blends, time-tested by nature over millions of years, as we have seen. But inside these material structures, we can find an amazing array of subtle energies, which we absorb when we expose ourselves to them. And these energies are attracted to their corresponding levels inside our own system, where real health or disease starts, namely our own network of energy channels, the famous meridians in traditional Chinese medicine, or the nadis as it's called in Ayurveda. And this is the aspect in essential oils that has to do not only with biochemistry, but with the high presence of the akashic, or the fifth element in their structure, expressed beautifully in their high volatility. We can also say essential oils in their intrinsic fragrant volatile makeup and their special relation to the sun are carriers of prana, as I said, intelligent cosmic light energy. Yes, sun, moon and starlight, the universal mitochondria of the worlds, vibrating in every nerve, every fiber of life, memory of the first impulses of creation through all eternities. A plant becomes medicinal because it has, in a very special genus and species-dependent way, absorbed cosmic light, visible and invisible. And since all essential oils are directly linked to the vibrant light of sun, moon and stars, to the Earth's atmosphere of oxygen, nitrogen and carbon dioxide, etc., and to the healing ground of Mother Earth, their curative effects on human beings is immense. We have to consider the subtle healing energy fields of, as I said, prana, of chi, of inner light, which expresses themselves beyond subatomic levels within our human physiology. Certain areas or organs, so to say, in the human body act as transition fields or transmitters of this inner light and make it receivable on the level of physiology. The pineal gland, for example, the medulla, the cerebrospinal tree of life or kundalini, the nadis, the meridians, even the connective tissues, from my understanding, and others, are all major agents for the transmission of this cosmic energy flow into the body. And if we speak today of biophotonic emission, the coherent cellular light emission in human physiology on one side, we have to look further into the human being as endowed with the capacity to capture cosmic energies and transmit them onto our vibrating inner energy channels and through them into our environment. It is from here that we can maintain a healthy functioning of the organism by means of raising our internal frequency bands and thereby also reconcile the specific polar structure of the human being. The ultra-weak cell luminescence in living systems, discovered by scientists like Professor Fritz Albert Popp and others, hints at the body's hidden quantum field structure. In essence, this structure is built and maintained by light, and its agents are the so-called biophotons, which our system integrates through exposure to sunlight and through absorption of healthy, sun-fed plant food, particularly, of course, green food, and plant medicine, particularly essential oils. But the human system can even produce biophotonic light on its own. Recent science has discovered biophotons in the brain that could hint that our consciousness is directly linked to light. Scientists found that neurons in mammalian brains were capable of producing photons of light or biophotons. Scientists suspect that our brain might have optical communication channels, but they have no idea what could be communicated. And even more exciting, they claim that if there is an optical communication happening, the biophotons which our brain produce might be affected by quantum entanglement, meaning there can be a strong link between these photons, our consciousness, and possibly what many cultures and religions refer to as spirit. And this entanglement must be the reason of the influence of our thoughts and feelings on our environment, near and far, as it has been shown also via the famous Maharishi effect, with large group of meditators of hundreds and sometimes thousands of people, and subsequent reactions in collective consciousness, with decrease of crime rates, decrease of car accidents, etc., etc. So then, let the light come in. In the Hesperidia group, the citrus group, the sunlight is captured over long months between summer to winter on the level of the rind or of the peel of the fruit. Citrus fruits absorb sunlight until the end of January-February in the Mediterranean regions. The biochemistry of light plays a major role in this group. In the case of the citrus genus, the essential oils are stored mainly on the outer sphere of the fruit, of course, which is directly touched by the light of the sun. In the citrus fruits and their oils, says the anthroposophic scientist and author Wilhelm Pelikan, quote, the aromatic process is no longer subtly perfuming and intoxicating, as in the flower, nor oscillating, suspended, as in the leaves, but refreshing, revitalizing. It makes man more conscious. In Ayurvedic terms, this is the influence of Agni, the omnipresent cosmic fire, present in man, the life force and organizer of intelligence in matter. And the perfume of a plant and its essential oils are an echo of the different characters or qualities of cosmic light or heat, each fragrance representing a color of the heat spectrum available on Mother Earth. The bergamot oil from Calabria, for example, Calabria, southern Italy, with the specific telluric quality of the volcanic soil of this area, which gives this bergamot oil its unparalleled richness and aroma. Generally spoken, as explained beautifully also by anthroposophy, towards the polar areas, the sun's radiation maintains a maximum of cosmic purity. Towards the tropics, his radiation becomes more earthly. In the subtropical areas where bergamot is at home, we find a balance between the tropical and the polar tendencies. According to this anthroposophic understanding, the sun has three major latitudinal qualities, which express themselves best in three different groups of essential oils. The tropical sun is best expressed in oils of resins and balms, like frankincense, myrrh, styrax, opoponax, elemi, palo santo, etc. The far southern sun, best expressed in the conifer groups, with their numerous essential oils such as silver fir, black spruce, Scots pine, Douglas fir, hemlock fir, Patagonia pine, etc. And the subtropical sun, as stated by Rudolf Steiner, is best expressed, literally expressed, in the citrus group, with their essential oils such as bergamot, lime, lemon, orange, bitter orange, grapefruit, mandarin, combava, etc., present a completely different biochemical buildup and also odor profile. Even whether the exposure of the species in mountain areas is more to the east or more to the west can play a certain role. I noticed in High Provence, on an outing from our aromatherapy seminar center, that wild helichrysum grow more abundantly on eastern than on western roadsides. Under this perspective, all essential oils are the direct result of a strong ordering, balancing process which stems from the specific thermic or solar influence onto the plant. How this really happens, we have no idea. Spiritual scientists and visionaries would tell us maybe more about this. Rudolf Steiner has specifically associated the citrus group, the Rutaceae family, with a warming, life uplifting, joyful character. In the meantime, science has confirmed the antidepressive action of citrus oils, specific bergamot, on the human psyche. Steiner and his successors have also often spoken of the intrinsic property of the citrus fruits and their oils to organize life by means of their capacity to harmonize what they call the chaotic tendencies present also in nature. In this sense, the citrus group helps to infuse an element of order, of consciousness or intelligence, quote, capturing forcefully the cosmic energies of light and fire, making them earthly, and on the other hand, drawing the telluric processes into a centrifugal growth. Rudolf Steiner. In terms of this understanding, it is again the everlasting game of the above and below principle which comes into play. We can say light from above down into matter, physiology, actually makes matter happen, creates matter, and then next step, simultaneously, centrifugal growth of matter. Matter does not remain inert, but grows, is lighted up. The sap rises, becomes imbibed with life, with intelligence, with consciousness. The vortex of creation is never at a standstill. And the thermic energies of the cosmos, sunlight, moonlight, starlight, and more than that, first act upon the thermic organism in human physiology and in its spiritual counterparts, which organize and directs it. And this is the inner self, or the inner light, or Atma. If plants fulfill the task of converting light into life, human beings foremost are given the task of transforming life into conscious awareness, a realization showing and experiencing that there is no separation between the inner and the outer, between spirit and matter. The outer sun functions as a source of light and life. Our soul, the true self or Atma, acts as our inner sun. Both suns, the inner and the outer, communicate and nourish each other so that we can evolve through the union between them. The sunny nature of essential oils, specifically of the citrus oil group, is certainly one reason why people feel so much more attracted to aromatherapy in the northern countries, and even more so during the long winter months. The strong use of citrus and specifically bergamot oil in the perfumery and food industry, for example Earl Grey tea, the Greek candies, the cookies, but also particularly in aromatherapy, has certainly to do with the sunny and joyful character of this group. Their highly warming odor profiles and their refreshing, revitalizing properties make them most popular. They have given rise to countless formulas, many of them extremely helpful to alleviate stress, nervous exhaustion, depression, and other problems originating from these. With its rich biochemical profile, bergamot oil is an effective anti-stress remedy and an antidepressant. It has good sedating as well as tonifying, revitalizing properties. Bergamot oil has been found to inhibit the survival and proliferation of SHSY5Y neuroblastoma cells, confirmed Celia et al. In 2013 and Orsino et al. In 2010. And this through the activation of multiple pathways leading to both necrotic and apoptotic cell death. Moreover, Russo et al. Showed in 2013 that the association of limonene and linearyl acetate in bergamot oil, but not the exposure to the single compounds, caused significant cytotoxicity, suggesting a major role of the combined action of these compounds in cancer cell death induced by bergamot essential oil. If we take this area of our brain as part of the nervous system and of consciousness, maybe there is a connection with the biochemistry of light, so strongly present in the citrus group. And whatever may be the research on health and disease, it is always good to use bergamot as an ambient oil for room fragrancing in a diffuser at any time of the day, especially during winter, when one may also take advantage of its antibacterial properties.
Sì, perché tanto no? Se tu questo lo raccogli, che ce n'è tanto in giro, lo metti insieme a questi non viene fuori nulla.
Sì, è peccato
cade dentro le fessure della macchina. Capito? E questa è una cosa molto strana, però è una bella cosa per fare una foto, per immortalare queste due vegetazioni.
È molto piccolo, sì, quello già maturo.
Capito?
Però questo sintomo si trova in ogni parte della piantazione?
Buona parte sì. Buona parte.
Però tanti frutti cadono a terra anche, no?
Ma con questo vento, un anno come questo, mamma mia.
E come fai?
Pazienza, li devi raccogliere.
Raccogliere a terra, sì. Let me conclude with two experiences here on the sun radiator oils. One here, I bought Roman chamomile, bergamot, lemongrass and orange sweet. On days when I need to uplift my spirit, I use either bergamot or orange sweet with a diffuser to help brighten up a dreary day. Roman chamomile works wonders on the acne and blemished skin. Overall, I'm very happy with these organic products. This is from Singapore. And hear this. My name is Richelle and I suffer from anxiety and stress. I have been trying to relieve my stresses and anxiety by going to counseling, exercising and many other methods. Most did help, but I noticed that I had suffered from stress and anxiety mainly when I was at work. I found my anxiety on some days was out of control. I received great information about many different aromas. The one that caught my attention was bergamot. I was very hesitant at first to try this type of therapy. I have been using the bergamot and noticed such a difference in my mood. When I feel that I'm in a stressful situation, I take some deep breaths of the bergamot and my mood shifts to a calm feeling and my anxiety starts to disappear. Yes, citrus fruits and their oils are definitely very special storehouses of energy and light on our planet. And as indicated before, these fruits have a long phase of maturing between spring and winter, depending on the variety and growing conditions. So they pick up on their peel during up to 10 months different seasonal light energies from the cosmos, transform these into life energy through a special metabolic process induced by their photosynthetic ingenuity. But also, all the other aromatic plants follow in their own mode this aromatic pathway between light and matter, between the above and below. Yes, liquid jewels they are really, and all living beings not only benefit from them, but are totally dependent on this cosmic exchange. Fragrant gifts from the heart of the universe, we can say, radiant and full on a healing hand of light.